Unlocking unseen possibilities. You're here today with Nader Sabry, and we're talking about why over high. Let me start by recapping these series of videos. They're all about decision making, which decisions are broken down into binary decisions, either a yes or no, a forward or not at all. It is binary, but the problem is we get stuck in the middle with this gray area, and that gray area is what creates the distortions, disruption, and destruction in some cases, because we become indecisive and get stuck in that gray area rather than making a yes or a no decision. Today we're talking about why over high. If you understand your why, then you won't have to worry about falling into getting high. What I mean by that is when you have a very precise perspective into what your purpose is about, you're going to be able to sustainably and consistently manage your ability to work towards your purpose. Now, the challenge with purpose, and I'm going to speak from a very personal perspective right now. I spent about a year going through a whole bunch of different exercises with my life coach. I took Start With Why by Simon Sinek, or Discover Your Why course, and read all his books. And this is nothing new. I think Simon Sinek has done an excellent job in bringing it into new perspective and making it more tangible. And funny enough, what I found was during this exercise for some time, I was unable to actually really to precisionally define my why. But what did happen is I was able to define many different characteristics and elements that should lead to my why. Now, where the big breakthrough for me was, and this is the message I'd like to pass on about how to avoid getting high without knowing what your why is, because if you got purpose, then you won't be consistently on a high without actually going to what your purpose is all about. What I discovered was something that Simon Sinek later on had brought into an extremely articulate way, which was basically finite versus infinite goals, okay? At the end, if you look at a purpose in a nutshell is actually a goal, right? There's a reason why you exist, and there is a target that you're heading towards. And the brilliance behind this, because this was a way of actually masking the fact that several of us were falling into holes, including myself, because there was finite goals and there was infinite goals that I had, right? Now, the problem with purpose is often we pursue this infinite purpose, and we lose sight of the infinite purpose, right? So, an infinite purpose is something that's a lot more tangible, an ability to work with it. And I really suggest you do probably focus a bit more on Simon Sinek's content, because he's done a much better job at articulating this than I actually am right now. And I would definitely lead you to some of his resources where you can take a closer look at that. But I'm going to break it down to a much simpler way for you here, is that you got to be very specific about your your finite goals. So most often the purpose you're dealing with is a finite goal. It's actually not an infinite purpose. So not to get overly spiritual, but I feel that my infinite goal is to get to heaven, right? And to do that would be my finite goals, which would be to do good things on earth, because if I did that, it would lead me to my infinite goal, which is to be in a better place in the hereafter. Forgive me, anyone in my audience who's is a bit sensitive about spirituality. That's who I am as an individual, but it's probably the best example that I can offer you that is of good intention from myself to you. It's important to understand the difference between a finite and infinite purpose. And I do use the interchangeable words between purpose and goals, because at the end, a purpose is a goal, but it has a much larger cause that's beyond the actual execution of something, which I spoke about earlier in some of my other videos. So that is why over high.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell, like the video, share your comments. See you in the next video.